We here at CBS 8 are not backing down from reporting on surging SDG&E bills amping up customers across the county. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee. You've shared your frustration and your questions with us, and we are working to get you answers. In tonight's coverage, CBS 8's Shannon Handy breaks down an SDG&E bill and explains what you're actually paying for. Shannon, you see all those line items, not really sure what that goes to. I'm so excited to hear your report tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty confusing, Marcella. It helps to understand your bill if you know exactly what you're paying for. So in this case, when it comes to SDG&E bills, it's not just about how much gas and electricity you're actually using. It has more to do with added taxes, charges, and other fees.
When an SDG&E customer looks at their bills, there's a number of costs embedded there.
Edward Lopez is executive director of Utility Consumers Action Network. He says some of those costs have nothing to do with how much gas and energy individual customers are using.
These are costs that are approved by the CPUC. SDG&E has sought these type of costs to be recovered, and they are totally separate and independent of what you do as a customer.
Take this bill, for example, which belongs to our station's managing editor. This month, it's $278.50. She used 10 therms of gas and 568 kilowatt hours of electricity. That usage totals $76.68, which is about a quarter of the total bill. Taxes, charges, and fees make up the rest. The biggest cost comes from transmission and distribution. In other words, how energy gets from its source to your home. The more energy you use, the higher that number will be. Then there are public purpose programs, which include assistance for low-income customers.
That helps low-income customers meet and pay their energy bills. It is subsidized by other SDG&E customers.
There's also a wildfire fund charge to support the state's $21 billion wildfire insurance fund. Additional costs include a nuclear decommissioning fee and a City of San Diego franchise fee differential. Bottom line, while there are ways to lower your bill, including opting into time of use programs, a lot of what you're paying isn't under your control.
You can be very good. You cannot be using energy between the most expensive times. You can have adopted a lot of energy efficiency measures, but still you're going to have costs, and in many cases, significant costs.
Now, keep in mind, while the Public Utilities Commission does set rates, some of those programs are actually voted in by the state legislature. For example, that Wildfire Relief Fund, that is something that our own lawmakers voted in. So they do have some part in what we're paying on those bills.
All right, Shannon, you mentioned the transmission and distribution fees being a lot higher than actual usage. Why is that?
Okay, so there's a few factors here. One is infrastructure programs. So, for example, if SDG&E is putting lines underground, they are transferring those costs to you, the consumer, at least some of those costs, and they've been doing more of those projects. But more than anything, the reason why we see such a high increase in that part of it is because of a natural gas shortage. So, because of that shortage, natural gas costs more, and it takes natural gas to basically get the energy from its source to your home to generate that energy. So that is where a big part of these costs is coming from.
Very enlightening to actually see what those costs are going to, but still frustrating that our bills and the rates are spiking so high. Thanks so much, Shannon.